Meanwhile, the Trump campaign has brought out a very special surrogate, Melania Trump, former First Lady, and the only Slovenian you can name off the top of your head. She's out there because she's a supportive wife who believes in her husband's America first. I'm with you. She has a book to sell, but she's also been on a media tour this week. Fox News, social media, your kid's piano recital. Arlo, you are not the best.
Did someone actually read Melania's book so you don't have to? Yes, and his review was so brutal it sent Trump into a rage spiral. Jordan Klepper didn't just criticize the book, he demolished it with surgical precision. From comparing it to an empty fortune cookie to mocking the Be Best campaign as a masterclass in apathy, Klepper's takedown hit every nerve, and Trump's explosive reaction gave us a rare glimpse into a marriage that's usually hidden behind gold-plated doors. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Jordan Klepper didn't just flip through Melania's memoir. He tore it apart page by page with surgical precision. The moment he compared her book to a fortune cookie without the fortune, you knew this wasn't going to be your average book review. Klepper set up his comedic trap with the patience of someone who knew exactly what buttons to push.
I want to read you a quick passage just to give you a feel for it. This is real. Page 78 from right after he won the 2016 election. Down to his office on Wednesday morning, he and I had a private moment. Congratulations, I said. What an achievement. All those other people. And you won. And you're the First Lady, he said. Good luck. I gotta wipe away a tear on that one.
What made Klepper's takedown so effective was how he used Melania's own words as his primary weapon. He'd simply read a passage from the book, like her description of congratulating Donald after his 2016 win, then follow it with a deadpan. I got to wipe a tear on that one. The audience didn't need further explanation. The emptiness of her words did all the heavy lifting. When Klepper took aim at the White House Christmas decorations, describing them as something out of a tacky casino that belonged more in a horror movie than the People's House, he wasn't just making fun of interior design choices. He was highlighting the disconnect between the Trump brand of luxury and actual taste. Those blood-red Christmas trees became the perfect visual metaphor for the administration. Unsettling, excessive, and completely missing the point. The real genius was how Klepper connected the dots between Melania's various contradictions.
Melania Trump unveiling her official initiative promoting healthy behavior among children, focusing on their well-being, opioid abuse, and positive social media habits.
An awareness campaign dedicated to the most valuable and fragile among us, our children. Whether verbally or online, they must choose their words wisely and speak with respect and compassion.
Her Be Best campaign against cyberbullying became a masterclass in apathy in Klepper's hands. How could anyone take seriously an anti-bullying initiative from someone married to the world's most famous online bully? It was comedy gold that wrote itself, but Klepper mined it expertly. Perhaps the most cutting moment came when Klepper brought up the infamous "I really don't care, do you?" jacket worn during a visit to detained migrant children. That jacket had already become a symbol of the Trump administration's approach to humanitarian issues, but Klepper twisted the knife by highlighting the stunning tone deafness of the gesture. It wasn't just a fashion mistake, it was a revealing glimpse into a mindset. As Klepper's segment gained traction online, spreading across social media platforms and accumulating millions of views, it was only a matter of time before it reached Trump's radar. What began as comedy was slowly transforming into something else.
Down to his office on Wednesday morning, he and I had a private moment. Congratulations, I said. What an achievement. All those other people. And you won. You know, people make a lot of jokes about this marriage, but when I look at their shared love of exploiting our political system to sell shit for personal profit, I just see two soulmates. Melania says, "You are naked in bed." And he says, "And you are the First Lady. Good luck."
mirror held up to the Trump marriage that reflected an uncomfortable truth about their relationship that neither wanted exposed. The trap was set, the bait was placed, and Trump came charging in like a bull seeing red at 3 a.m. What makes a supposedly stable genius so unstable that he'd transform a forgettable comedy segment into headline news with his own thumbs? Simple. Jordan Klepper knows exactly which buttons to push, and Trump can't help but slam his fist on every single one of them. Trump's reaction wasn't just predictable, it was comedy gold delivered in an all-caps package. His late-night truth social rampage featured a bizarre claim about Melania being naked in bed that left everyone wondering, wait, was that supposed to make things better?
That is a heartwarming moment that definitely wasn't created by ChatGPT. Turns out writing is hard when you don't have Michelle Obama to plagiarize from. Just imagine that scene, Trump under the covers, dressed only in his long red tie. Melania says, "You are naked in bed."
Well, one of the things she...
Oh. No pajamas, huh? That's a steamy image.
It's like watching someone try to put out a fire with gasoline while insisting they're actually an expert firefighter. The more Trump raged, the more he confirmed everything Klepper had joked about. His defensive meltdown didn't disprove the comedian's take on their marriage. It basically slapped a fact-checked true stamp on it. Sometimes the best way to prove a joke is accurate is to have the subject throw a tantrum about how wrong it is. Before long, Trump's self-own spawned an entire ecosystem of mockery. Jimmy Kimmel devoted precious airtime to reading Trump's rage posts in increasingly ridiculous voices. Stephen Colbert transformed Melania's memoir into a Shakespearean tragedy where the main character can't stop tweeting. What started as a simple comedy bit was now a full-blown nationwide roast session, with Trump providing all the fuel. This pattern of turning minor jabs into major meltdowns has become Trump's signature move. Remember when a comedy segment would air, get a few laughs, and disappear the next day? Not anymore. Trump's thin skin ensures that anything that bothers him instantly becomes more famous than it ever would have been on its own. It's like he's a one-man publicity team for comedians who make fun of him. What makes Klepper especially effective is his unique approach. He doesn't just tell jokes about Trump, he creates comedic traps that Trump completes himself. It's like Klepper builds half a bridge, and Trump rushes to finish the construction job without realizing he's building his own downfall. Other comedians throw punches. Klepper simply sets up the punching bag and lets Trump exhaust himself swinging at it. What Jordan Klepper has mastered isn't just comedy, it's psychological warfare. He's devised the perfect Trump trap, jokes so precisely aimed that Donald can't help but complete the comedy circuit himself. It's like watching a cat chase a laser pointer, except the cat is orange and has nuclear codes. Klepper's strategy of provoking reactions from Trump turns the former president into his own punchline. The moment Trump furiously responds, he validates everything Klepper suggested about his marriage and temperament. While the actual state of the Trump union remains a mystery behind those gaudy gold doors, his triggered responses tell us everything we need to know. Maybe silence would serve Trump better, but thankfully for comedy, self-restraint isn't in his vocabulary.